trust building.
It's all about trust.
It's all about trust, baby. AI scaring the crap out of me anyway. The importance of that people element, I don't even know how to put it into words to stress just how important that people element is.
No.
Everything boils down to trust. Even though it's the generational shift and the culture shift and everything, it still all boils back down to trust.
Yeah.
Cow shoes.
We have kind of matching cow shoes on today.
Yeah.
Yours are slightly darker in tone. And they've got some little stripes down the sides.
Stripes?
Oh no, mine have got stripes.
Oh
I didn't even realise that. Mine are much bigger than Joe's because she's got teeny tiny kids' feet.
I have got kids' feet.
What size?
4.
Mine are a
4.
7. Big feet.
They do look massive.
Yeah. And Joe's also got tiger print trousers on. So there's a lot of animal clashing prints today.
Darren hates it.
All the more reason to wear it.
Indeed. And the relevance of us chatting about all of our obscure clothing choices is trust building.
It's all about trust.
It's all about trust, baby.
We were singing this before, weren't we? Why do we need trust? What's it all about? Why do people care?
You know you can't say that without me going, Alfie, at the end. But
Okay.
we're here. So we keep dabbling in this conversation, don't we? Like AI scaring the crap out of me anyway. Like,
You love AI.
I love AI and it's also really scary. But
Well, how do you think I feel? Because I'm warming to it.
yeah, it's great, but it is scary, the potential for it. And I think this is where all of us who are running businesses that deal with people, so basically
Service-based business, yeah.
Yeah, but even, I mean, let's face it, let's stick with service, it's easier. The importance of that people element, I don't even know how to put it into words to stress just how important that people element is. Because even if you're not totally au fait with AI and maybe you're using ChatGPT just to write some copy, whether that's just a bit of social media copy or whatever it is, you can definitely see the lengths at which a lot of business owners are going to now to write copy with AIs like ChatGPT or Claude or all of those. And for me, even though I can recognize it and I can see it and I use it myself, when I see somebody else that's so really clearly written in AI, it actually, we talk about the relationship account in dog training and that whole trust account, and every time you need to make a withdrawal, that's how I feel now with anytime I see somebody that's written a post that's very clearly AI. It's almost like
It depletes that bank account.
It's like I've now taken a withdrawal out of that business.
And I think the other starkly obvious thing with very AI posts as well is that it doesn't sound like the actual person saying it either. Like I do think, because we do use it sometimes, but I feel like we make a really good effort to make sure that it does sound like us and that nobody would really know. But that's not an easy thing to do either, is it? Because if you don't know your own, sounds really weird when I say this, but if you don't know what your own narrative sounds like, if you don't know what your own vibe is because you've never really thought about it, or you just stuff you put out is very limited from the heart, from like being open and honest and things like that, you might not even know. And so therefore someone else doing it for you, AI for example, kind of almost creates a persona, and then when you meet that person in real life it might be totally different from that. It's a bit odd, isn't it?
It's a skill to be able to use AI, and even we're still fine-tuning that skill. In fact, I'd say it probably takes longer in some instances to use AI to write the stuff than
your
it
own
would be
brain.
if you'd have
This is
done
my
it the
argument
first time.
with you, because I'll go, it would have taken me that long to actually think of it and write it and do it from my own genuine brain than you input, because you put in what you get out, don't you, with AI?
Yeah.
So if you just go, do this and it comes out and you put that down, it's going to sound shit. So
you have got to put a lot into it. So pros are it's a really good thinking partner because it can stimulate some thoughts that maybe you can't articulate well enough. And again, I think for us being business partners, if I know like you're busy, or like if you're doing a coaching call or something and then I need to try and think about something, it's good to chat it through with someone that isn't you because you're not there. And I need to do it immediately because that's how my brain works. Yep. So it's really good as a thinking partner. But the way that this is showing up for business owners, and this isn't necessarily an AI chat, but it's part of the world that we live in nowadays. It's how can you build trust then through your marketing, through the posts that you're doing, through being a business owner? How can you build that trust? How is somebody going to see past that AI narrative if you're not using it? How do you go about building trust?
And for me, the first immediate thing that comes to my head is, does it contain the words and phrases that your clients would be using? Is it everything that they're saying to you? So when you speak to them through inquiries and just in a general sense, out and about with dog owners, are they saying those things? Because if they're not in there straight away, oh, hang on a minute, that's not how I would articulate that. So if we're using like the fancy pants language, and this is where, you know, it's going to cross over probably with the jargon that we use as dog trainers, because the reasons are we're trying to impress other people. Funnily enough, I had a conversation with a new client yesterday about this and about how we're trying to market to the wrong people 9 times out of 10. And she was going, I need to do these fancy reels. I was like, you absolutely don't, because your audience don't really need to see that stuff. Like, we're just doing it for the wrong reasons. But that's another subject really. But I think it's, if that copy in that social media post, in your website and everything it's not going to resonate if it's not what your people would be saying. So if your audience are not using those words and phrases, it's really clear to me anyway, as somebody reading a post, I'm like, nah, that's not what I would say. If I'm up shit creek, if I've got a dog with like all these problems, that is not what I'd say. And I think number one is think of those words and phrases, and that's always gonna set you up well, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know the thing that I found comes up in conversations that we have with people is so we will say like, you don't have to be your stereotypical social media influencer where, you know, we're putting everything out there and maybe those fancy reels kind of falls into that category a bit. But then on the other hand, and this is where it sounds quite contradictory, we are then saying you don't have to be that influencer, but I hate the word have. I'm trying to think of a different word, but there are elements of your life that maybe you should put out there to enable that trust building exercise so that people can see that you are a real human being. Now, that should bit, again, I hate the word should because it's very like...
Sounds a bit judgy, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? It's like, you should be doing that. And it's not that in the slightest. I think it's being mindful that in this day and age and where we are now in 2026, early on in 2026, people are not spending their cash the same way that they used to. Now, for some of you listening, you might be thinking, well, they've never spent their cash anyway, so there's not much difference. But the marketplace is shifting. There is definitely a shift in people holding on to their cash more. Not that they're not spending.
That's the difference, isn't it? It's not that... This is the big thing between the, oh my God, the world's a shit show, no one's got any money thing, to actually people are being more cautious for a good reason. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Yeah. So it's not that nobody's spending, they're just adding a few more steps into their spending process and being more mindful where they spend their money.
Yeah.
And that's the key difference. So the element of that trust building is if someone is already being quite cautious and if somebody is already, you know, taking these extra steps to want to spend the money, then they're more likely going to spend it with someone, considering you are a service-based business, considering you are likely a one-man band, you are a solo business owner. If they don't trust you And this comes back to conversations that we've had previously of like, how are you going to even take payment? Like, I steer clear of anybody that I have to do a backs payment to now. It just gives me a bit of a, ooh, I don't think I like it. Certainly if it's over a certain amount of money anyway. It just doesn't, that trust bit isn't
Actually,
there.
for me now, it doesn't matter how much it is. It still feels a bit weird, and you don't know if it's actually got there, and you don't get a receipt for it, and it's all a bit odd, isn't it?
I always do like a little test. I'm like, can you just check that £1's gone over first? And then, but even that's horrible, because then it's like, oh, it's just back and forth, and it's like, oh, okay, it's there, it's landed now. I've got to transfer extra hundreds and all. It's like, ugh, no, don't like it. So all of that, like that whole process, just is a trust withdrawal from that account again. But, you know, kind of like looping back to how you put yourself out there, it's just showing elements of you that somebody can connect with. Now, I get for a lot of you listening, you could fall into the category of being a complete introvert and you don't want to put yourself out there in the slightest. You just want to essentially advertise your thing and go, I do dog training, come and work with me, but I'm not going to show you my face. I'm not going to show you my name. I'm not going to put anything up about anything. All you're ever going to see is a picture of a dog and the service that I offer.
Hiding behind the brand of the,
And how difficult is it to buy from someone that you don't even know what they look like?
I think this is something we don't always, we take for granted as a consumer. And there are big, I think we've spoken about this before, but your big brands, your Nikes, your Adidas, we were just talking about trainers, so it's just come to my mind. But we trust the brand. Like, we don't necessarily know the person behind Nike. We don't know their story necessarily. I mean, we may do, but I don't. And I don't think it's massively out there. But you got trust in the brand. It's been around for so long. And so many people are wearing Nike trainers, for example, that you kind of don't need it at that point. But we're not that. Like, for the most part, we are solo business owners that don't have that ability to have that immediate trust in what we do.
Yeah.
So,
and actually, when you look at those big brands, if you look over the backstory of it, I was thinking of Richard Branson when you started saying Adidas and stuff there. I was like, well, he's Virgin.
Yeah.
But you trust Virgin because of the personal brand that Richard Branson's built.
Yeah.
So you trust all
it's
of
come
that
from
stuff.
somewhere, hasn't it?
Yeah, it all starts off somewhere.
It all starts
even
from
all the
something.
big, like your Facebooks and your Zuckerbergs, and do you know what I mean? Like, there is a person attached to all of it, whether you know them or not. It all starts with a founder's story and a founder being involved, and they've grown that brand into something that can be trusted.
And actually, I was watching Dragon's Den the other day, and I love that because that's changed a lot. Like, the landscape of these people who are asking for investment, right? You look at them and you probably look at it years ago and go, it was the product. It was the thing they're selling is the thing that's somebody's investing in. Whereas now, more and more, it's about the story. Because it was somebody selling, was it supplements or something like that? And how many of those are there out there? How many different things are there like that? There's a sea of different things. But this person's story was really individual, and it was that piqued the interest in the dragons. And I think somebody did invest in the end, but that's what's pulling them in now. So you go, like, they're only willing to part with their cash based on the fact that it's more depth. There's more depth to it. They understand, the mission behind it, and all of that is a deep thing. And that's what they're buying into. And then that is going to be shared with the world with that dragon's help. So you've only got to look at something like that and you can see it.
Yeah. Everything has that story behind it. And I think if we are, because let's face it, it is scary to put yourself out there, isn't it? You can either think, no one cares, what's the point? Or it could be like, oh, someone's really going to pick holes in that story, or maybe not say some very nice things about you, and it feels horrible. But I think this comes back to if you're really passionate about your business and you want to impact as many people as possible, then allowing somebody the opportunity to connect with you and go, like, oh, I can see bits of me in that. Like, I really resonated to that. Even if I haven't personally experienced whatever it is that you're talking about, I know somebody who has. Like, I know for me, by me opening up about the journey that I'm going on with my mum with her Alzheimer's journey, I know that that's connected with several people.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. I think there'll be people listening to this who've never experienced that and maybe never will, but they still feel connected to you, because I don't think you cannot feel like that, because you're telling something from the heart. You're telling people how it makes you feel. You're telling people about the impact it has on your life. And again, not in a woe is me, feel sorry for me way, but in a, this is the reality of what people go through. And I think it's just that bearing that about you and just having that honesty around it. And like, I can't, when I hear your story, which I've I hear it often, it still really pulls at me to go like, I can't imagine being in that position that you're in, because it's got to be one of the hardest things in the world. And I don't experience it myself, and hopefully I never have to, but it really kind of, yeah, if it makes me feel like that, and obviously you're my friend and all that kind of thing, but I just think it's going to make a lot of people listening to this feel the same as well.
Yeah, and it had to like check out whilst she was talking.
I know, so I did think this. So I'm like, am I going to get her upset here? It's not very.
Like, I'm just going to glaze over. But no, it is, and it's not sharing it for any other reason other than this is me. Like, I'm a human being, and this is happening. And even if it's like, I did a post the other day of me crashing on the bed full of clothes, and I was like, it's just life. I was like,
shit happens.
I could talk about all the amazing things that we're doing in business. I could talk about the client wins. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can talk about the business side of it, and the reality is life still lives. There's still mundane things to do. There's still a shitload of washing on my bed that I actually did put away in the end. But that had been there for days. It's like, this is just normal, and this is just life. And it's not about putting stuff out there just to get likes and just to get engagement and all of that, because there's so many people that won't engage with it. But it's those little like subconscious ticks in the background for people going, oh, real person. An AI bot isn't going to be able to lie on a bed of clothes and make a relatable comment around it. And again, and I can see as I'm talking now that it is a bit contradictory, and it does feel like, oh, so you do have to put your life out there then in order to connect with people. And
I think it's just about being genuine.
Yeah.
However,
that's a better way to put it.
However you can articulate that genuine nature. So again, if you
wanted to say genuineness then, didn't you?
Genuineness, I did. Stop myself. But for us, it's like the CBA story with us. Like, how many people, we get asked this every single time we go and show up somewhere. Like, we did a testimonial thing recently, and we get asked this question, like, how did you get to where you are now? Like, how did you meet, and what's the story? People want to hear it. So if we don't voluntarily give that information, it's usually something that somebody asks us, because it's the driving force behind the business, and it's not made up, and it's not forced, and it's true. And we've created CBA off the back of a problem we were having. We fixed the problem ourselves, and we want to share it with other people because there's an easier way of doing things. And that's exactly why K9 Business Academy exists, to support other people, to impact their lives positively, to help them earn more money, to have more time, to do the things they enjoy and love. And why would we not want to share that? But it takes a lot for you to actually go, am I good enough to do that? Am I good? I can do it for myself, but am I good enough to support other people on that journey? And that's something that we had to take the risk of. And therefore, it was a massive gamble, because we had very, very comfortable lives as dog trainers. Everything was going pretty well. And then it was that massive risk of, let's try merging the businesses together. Shit, that's a big thing. We've built our own thing here. We're going to put it together. We're possibly going to risk it all, because there's risks involved with these things. What if we don't get on as well as we thought we would? But that worked. There was a little tick in the kind of trust box there. And then we've gone further with it, and we've gone further, and we've gone further, because we believe in it and it's genuine. And I think even if you don't want to put yourself all out there, telling the story of how you got to where you are now, and if it comes from the heart, it will come across in whatever format you choose.
Yeah. Do you know what's coming up for me? Is I can imagine somebody listening to this now and going, okay, I'm going to put a post out on social media about why I started. That's it.
Yeah. Which is quite common.
Yes. And I'll pin it. So
Yeah. And it will stay there for 3 years.
so it's there. I've done it. Or it's on my website. That's all on my about us bit. But the skill is being able to bleed that into everything. Bleed it in.
Oh God, that doesn't sound very I'm not sure I like that.
It's like a marketing term when like you have your bleed marks. I don't know.
Let's try a different word.
Okay.
Osmosis.
Oh God. Don't feel like either of these are doing it.
Right, laughing.
Don't feel like either of these are cutting it.
Okay. Maybe there's another word, but
Pepper in.
Weave.
Okay. You get the gist. Do it more than once, basically.
Yeah.
Like how do you
Drip feed it in.
Drip feed, yes, we'll go with the drip feed. How do you drip feed it into everything that you are doing in a way that feels natural?
But it should all come back to that thing anyway. Every move you make in the business to improve it, like we're always, oh my God, she's dancing and thinking of a song in her head. Of course. But every time we've tweaked our program, which is quite a lot, we've done it for the right reasons. We've done it because we know that that's what people are needing, because we have the ability to take a step away, look at, we're not our target audience at this moment in time, but we were once, and in various different ways, but there's elements of it that we were them. And we have that skill now to go, we do what we do for this reason. We are on this journey for all those things that I've said. How can we keep improving that? How can we keep doing it? And how can we keep bringing it back to that reason why we started? So it's back to your why, back to your purpose, back to the passion. What are we hoping to achieve? Why are we tweaking it? Why are we adding in more support now? Why are we bringing in a one-to-one element back into our programs again? Because we want people to succeed. We want people to have the lives that they should have and get out of the business what they're putting in, which is like usually very imbalanced. So everything comes back to that core. And if we talk about it and we give those reasons, that comes across as that genuine piece again, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think just touching on what you said there about adding in that one-to-one element in like abundance, really, of what we're doing. Like there's so much of it. And it is because of the marketplace that we're in as well. Like the times are changing. And I know that sounds really dramatic, like dumb, but it's true. We're kind of, I think we went through a period over the last few years where, maybe even the last decade, where the digital space was there. I mean, look, it felt
become
like it's
more
always
prevalent in dog training.
It was definitely more prevalent, and it was definitely a space where even outside of dog training, like it was almost normalized that you could just go buy a course, or like a training library, or just have access to like self-study stuff.
Yeah.
And as we continue on this journey of life, and certainly, like we said, the marketplace is shifting now, it's not enough anymore.
No.
I mean, I don't think it was always ever enough. However, it was accepted.
And it was a way of selling something that was maybe at a price point that suited a lot of people.
Yeah. And in this day and age now, you only have to look at even some like the bigger business models that have typically always done, like certainly in the online space anyway, who've always done self-study stuff, like just crack on, buy this thing, and just leave it at that. They are now also adding in one-to-one support.
Yeah, which is very interesting.
Very interesting. Like it's this cyclical thing that's coming back around to go, oh, we've gone from let's give all the support one-to-one, then let's move into one-to-many, let's do all this group stuff, and then let's do some online programs and a bit more self-study and a bit more hands-off from you as the business owner, the delivery, whatever it is.
And it enables you to scale the business quicker.
It does.
Once you have big groups of people.
Yep, indeed. And now it's circling back round, and that one-to-one is needed more.
Yeah. And it's not quite hitting the mark with how it was done before, is it? And you can see that. You can see the gaps are kind of forming, can't you? And we definitely saw some gaps with us.
And this is us looking at that marketplace and implementing those changes that we can see into our own business, which is why all of our stuff is one-to-one now.
Yeah.
So we did move into that group space, and we still have the group, and the group is still really important. It's an integral part of our program, but that one-to-one is standard now. And it is because of this trust element and that market shifting. And in order to really establish that trust, like if somebody wants to work with you, like give them access to you. We even had something come up this week, didn't we, with one of our clients who was fearful around saying 24/7 support.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this comes up a lot, not just with that one specific client. We see this happen a lot. I'm trying to cast my mind back now. Did you ever query me when I suggested to you do 24/7?
Yeah.
I think you did now.
I think you get pushback a lot on it.
And we have to, again, check in with ourselves and go, like, where is that coming from? Like, why are we feeling...
Because you automatically think someone's going to take the piss with it.
Yeah.
Don't you?
And again, like, where does it come... Like, I'm being that annoying, like, counsellor-y type person.
Right.
Like, where does it come
from then? When you've overgiven and you haven't been... Again, that typical dog trainer thing of let's do one session, let's give... Funny enough, having this same conversation yesterday with that same person, giving everything in that session, staying longer than you should, and it's 40 quid. And then going, I've just given all that stuff and I've got 40 quid back for it. Don't know if I'm ever going to see them again. Don't have a clue. All the onus is on them. And I think it's that, isn't it? Because you go, if I give all of that within a program, for example, that's got 24/7, they'll be at me constantly and I will just never stop giving them stuff and my time will just be sapped all the time.
Yeah.
I think it maybe comes from there.
Possibly.
That one element of it. I think that's what I thought.
Yeah. But it's interesting, isn't it, how all of this actually comes back down to trust? Because if you trust in the process and if you trust in the session that you've just bought, that's going to give you the result, then you wouldn't need all of the other stuff.
That and the fact that I haven't set that up well at all.
Yeah.
I've overgiven. I've overstepped my own boundaries, not because anyone's pushed me to, but because I've done it my own. It's my own choice. And therefore, that's how I've set the expectation. So if I'm going to be, if I'm giving that vibe out, then probably someone is going to take the piss with it. Or maybe they're not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you ever had anybody take the piss?
Never. Never, ever, ever. It's the opposite.
Yeah. It's
Hello, are you alive? Well, you do this to our clients. Hello. But yeah, no, never. And the more that, it's like that thing about giving unlimited holidays to staff. The thought of that literally makes somebody recoil. Like a lot of people go, but they would just all take the piss out of it and never be at work. And it's rarely the case, is it?
Well, caveat, as long as you attract the right person.
Yes.
So all of this is that trust exercise.
It's the culture bit as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
All of it.
But it's that culture of who you're attracting as clients. Because if you're not clear on your own boundaries, if you're not clear on who you want to be working with, if you're not sharing elements of you that is... Because ultimately, I don't see how you can enter into a relationship, because that's what it is. I know it's a paid for relationship, but it's still a relationship. Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't do that if it was in like the dating circle.
No. Can you imagine just having this like off switch with all these? No, I just don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Or can you tell me a bit about your pattern? I don't talk about anything pre 2007.
Do you want to go on a date with me? You don't know my name or my face though.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine. So, behind a screen.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's that thing where they're naked? Naked attraction.
Oh God. It's not where I was going, but okay.
Because you can't see. Oh no, you can't. No, you can't see their face, can you? You just see their bits.
Everything else. Okay. Don't do that. Might attract a different type of audience.
Oh my gosh, I cannot get my head around that program. Why would anyone?
I don't
If
know.
you've been on Naked Attraction and you're listening, please email us. hello@Business Academy. What was the thought process around it? Why do you feel the need to do it?
Okay. Total digression.
Total like curveball. You know these episodes go places.
It's true. You're making me cough now.
But effectively, it was the no face.
No
thing.
face. Yeah.
Bits on show, no face.
Everything comes back to trust. Like, you can't expect somebody to hand over some cash if there's no element of trust there. Even think about like a very simple shopping exercise. Like, you're going out and you're just buying your food shop, going to get a loaf of bread. You trust that if you give the cashier or the machine,
I was going to say,
yeah,
where's the trust there?
You give them that machine or that cashier your card, your payment. Oh, you walk away with the item.
Yeah.
Like, but there's trust, and that's because the brand has built it, and that's the expectation, and that's what you need to be doing in your business. And it's the easiest and it's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah. Can you imagine if there was like what do you call those things where there's no human at the desk? What are they called? When you go into bloody any shop and there's no person.
You wasn't with me. Have you ever been into one of those Amazon shops?
No. But what I was going to say is, I've heard about them. What if there was just one of those, like randomly in the middle of a precinct? I was going to say. I turned into my mum. In a street, right? And there's like something for sale. I suppose like a vending machine, really, in the middle of the street. Would you put your card details in
I have no idea what you're going on about.
No, nor me. I'm just thinking of the trust, the no trust thing. Like, you go into a Tesco's and you know Tesco's, you trust it.
Yeah.
There's like a self-scan thing and you just do it. Would you do that if it was in the middle of a street, is what I'm trying to say.
Like a pop-up.
Yeah. But how do you know
stall.
You trust it? How do you know that the money's going to go to where you think it's going to go? Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? No, clearly not.
I mean,
it's about trusting the place is what I'm saying.
Okay.
In a really roundabout way.
Okay. I'm going to use the Amazon example instead.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that idea.
It's freak. It's weird.
I do not like it.
It is weird.
Never use one, but I don't.
It's like I walked in and I think how it works is the place is rigged with CCTV, and it must be rigged with things that connect to your phone, because you have to scan your Amazon. There's a QR code on your Amazon app, which I did not know existed. Somebody had to show me. But you scan that and then it lets you in, and then you just fill your basket and then walk out, and it just charges the card on your Amazon account. But it's weird, because then I was like, well, if I pick up an item and then I put it back, does it know?
Because it's weight related normally on the self-checkout, and
it's weird. But again, like that's trust both ways in some way.
I guess so. Yeah. They might lose out sometimes.
Well, yeah, because especially if maybe if the tech goes a little bit wonky and don't know.
Yeah, no,
but
that's
a
bit
weird. But you trust in Amazon to go, oh, this is interesting. Let's try this newfangled thing.
I'm not sure if is it just London that's got those? Because is it rolled out to the rest of the country?
Couldn't tell you.
You'd have thought it would have by now if it was if it
feel
worked.
like they are popping up.
I've never.
I've only experienced it in London, but
odd. Yeah.
Don't know.
Because it could be that lack of trust around the whole process, though, which is why it hasn't.
Yeah.
You don't know, do you? I know it's Amazon, but still, it makes us go, and we're happily using all these, things. So
yeah, but everything boils down to trust. Even like using our parents' examples. I don't know if you'll still do it, but like my dad still like I won't use like Apple Pay or anything.
Yeah, no.
It's like, no, I need the card.
My mum won't use internet banking app on Lloyd's. She won't use it.
All of that stuff.
She wants to
like,
go into the branch.
Yes.
She's now really scared it's going to shut down because every Lloyd's bank seems to be shutting down.
Yeah.
And she thinks she's screwed then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, God, Mum, I haven't been in a branch for like years.
Yeah. But all of this is trust. Even though it's the generational shift and culture shift and everything, it still all boils back down to trust. Because if your norms are challenged, then you're going to question it. And that's where bringing back in this this people element, like the human to human connection. Like we need it. We thrive off of it. As much as some of you out there are probably thinking, fucking hate people, just give me the dogs. That's why I choose dog walking. So I don't have to deal with the people and I can just hang out with the dogs. The person that has given you their dog, like that's the biggest trust thing. I would much rather a trainer come in where I'm there than like the trust level for me with my dogs anyway. I was like, oh my God, is somebody going to like lose them if they take them on a walk? Or are they going to overpower you because they're strong dogs and they can pull in unknown areas and all this stuff? Like trust level, I'm through the roof, which is why it's actually really difficult for me to buy. Because then if I look at, and I'm picking on dog walkers because that's now a live example in my head. But when I've looked for dog walkers historically, I've never been able to buy because I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Because of the stuff that I'm seeing out there, because I don't see faces, I don't see names. Even if I do, I'm not finding anything to connect with you. It's very, here's a picture of me with dogs in a field. And for me, my brain registers it as going like, oh, does that mean my dogs would be off lead in a field? Because now I don't know if my dogs can be off lead in a field. And I don't know if you would try it just because. Like, do you know what I mean? All of these, but that's the narrative that's running through my head. So that trust element immediately dips.
Yeah, so interesting. So many layers to it, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. So to get like a really specific client, like you need to know who you want to market to. Because again, like you probably wouldn't want me as a client in that respect.
But then someone who specialises in, because there are dog walkers who just hire secure fields, for example, perfect for you.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about all those things. You can literally go, I'll pay you, you go and hire a field, you take my dogs in it for an hour.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I think it's like showing the behind the scenes stuff a little bit more as well. Like
who's the human behind it? Like that's the bit
like,
that we really need to know.
How does the process work? Rather than you telling me on a discovery call, it's like, well, show me. Because then I can see it. And I appreciate, again, that might sound quite challenging in some respect, but you know, if I am a dog walker, I'd be going, I've seen some great videos on TikTok lately, actually, of people going, look, this is what happens when I pick up your dog. Here's the van. This is how we transfer from van to field. This is how we get them out here. I'm like, brilliant. I can see everything
simple
there.
Things, but because we are overthinking what we think people want to see, and it's the end result, the dog's playing in the field, that's great, but how do you get to that point?
Yeah, show me the process.
That's what people really need to see. Like we had a client that had a kennels, didn't we? And we were like, show a day in the life of what happens behind the scenes. Like look at the care that's involved, look at the detail. Like they had lots of boards with all the information about, and very small like anomaly things about the dogs that the staff would know about. Well, that's the stuff you need to be talking about. The level of detail of care for your dog when it comes to this kennels. That's what I want to know if I'm a dog owner. Yeah.
It's really thinking about, and this is where, you know, maybe we need to do another episode on ideal client work on, but the more specific you can get on who your service is for, hit the mic, it's going to be so much easier.
Definitely.
Ryan's going to come around and do a weird
He's going to do
now,
a 4, because I tried to do like a 40 minutes. So we must be 40 minutes in now. And they both took the piss out of me for doing like a 4 symbol on my fingers.
Because it's not possible to do unless you just hold 4 fingers up.
Look, if you're watching this,
you're doing better going 4-0.
No, that's too easy. If you're watching, right, look, does that look like a 4?
I'm going to take a picture of you doing this.
Go on
because
then. Should we do it live on the podcast?
Do it live on the podcast. If you think that looks like a 4, I don't really know what's occurring. Does it look like a 4?
Not as much as in my head. I think we should post that picture somewhere, so if you're listening, you can see it. We'll put it in the Facebook group.
Yes.
This is a reason to get in our Facebook group. CBA community group on Facebook. Come and join us.
Stupid things that me and Ryan are there going like,
maybe that is a bit close. Like maybe that's better.
No, that's exactly the same.
Oh, okay. On that note,
come and hang out with us in the Facebook group.
I know, I've just said that.
No,
just plugged it already.
I'm plugging it again.
Okay, replug it. CBA community should come up if you put that in.
Theoretically.
Facebook.
You'd hope.
Come and see us.
Yeah. Come and build some trust with us.
Yes. Oh, what a good little segue. No, that's not the right word, is it?
Yeah, no.
Is it? I suppose it is a segue, isn't it?
Do you know what I've got in my head now? Is a segue? I don't think it is a segue. What is it? Those like motorised
Segways. You get them at Centre Parks.
We haven't got those in the CBO.
We should get one though, shouldn't we? We could do that when we go for lunch. It's a bit of a walk up there, isn't it? Oh my God.
I'm down for it.
Segways. On that note,
Ciao.
see you kids.